Blue Jackets will be Bentley Crump, Corbin Fryman, and Easton Adams. A couple of base hits that didn't clear the infield by more than 15 feet, but they were just far enough away from the fielders to drop in there for base hits. Then a throwing error by Harrison County allowed one run to score, with the other one scoring on a ground out. So talk about manufacturing runs. That's exactly what Nicholas County did in that first inning. Bentley Crump on the season, batting .170, has one
Now
double
batting
and 9
number
RBIs.
1, Bentley Crump.
A freshman. Wears the number 1 on the back of his jersey. Steps in there now. As Craycraft gets the sign from his catcher Price. And the pitch is going to be inside for ball 1. At El Paracutan, daily lunch specials and the always popular buffet are calling your name. Plan a visit soon to the Harrison Square and enjoy a meal at El Paracutan. Circling the bat around and now choking up about a half an inch on the bat handle is Crump. The wind and the pitch is a chopper over the mound and back up the middle for a base hit. So some very effective hitting by the batters so
now
far.
Batting number 11, Corbin Fryman.
I'll bring Corbin Fryman, the pitcher, to the plate. Fryman on the season, batting .133, has a double and 6 RBIs. Over at first base, Crump will be held on by Jordan Persinger. Crump does have 4 steals this year. Squaring to bunt is Fryman now. Time is called as Green will wander on to the infield grass. Wind is starting to pick up just a tad. As Craycraft gets the sign. Outfield playing the batter fairly shallow. He once again squares to bunt, and now time is called once again as the head game's going on. And now going to the mound to visit his battery mate is Keen Price. Want to make sure they're both on the same page for sure. Braves will be back in action on Friday, when St. Henry will come to town for the always enjoyable Alumni Night, sponsored by Judy Construction. The batting practice, here's a bunt in front of the mound, picked up. The only play for Craycraft is to first base. So Fryman executes the sacrifice bunt
Now
perfectly,
batting number 12,
moving his
Easton
teammate
Adams.
Bentley Crump down to second base and into scoring position for Easton Adams. Adams, an 8th grader, batting .048. 1 for 21 on the year. Down at second base, taking his lead is Crump. A look back there, and the pitch is going to be at the knees for a strike. Adams does a little stretching exercise to get himself a little bit looser around the shoulder area before standing back into the batter's box. 2-1, Nicholas leads here in the top of the second. They've got a runner on second and 1 out. Here's a slap into right field. Jenkins, though, is standing there waiting on it. Makes the grab. Tagging at second base is Crump, and the throw will be, they're going to say that Crump left second base too soon, and so he's out there for the double play. No runs, a hit, no errors, and as it ends up, nobody was left on base. So as we head now to the bottom half of the second, your score, Nicholas County 2 and Harrison County 1. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Mary Todd Ashbrook today at 859-588-1520 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality. At Farm Credit Mid-America, we're here to make rural dreams a reality. Whether it's financing your farm, expanding your agribusiness, or building your country homes, we've been proudly supporting farmers and rural families for over a century. As a customer-owned cooperative, we don't just offer loans and insurance, we invest in your success. Call Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit fcma.com today. Farm Credit Mid-America, financing rural America's dreams.
6, your local hometown station and the home of the Breds and Phillies. WCYN, 1400 AM and 101.3 FM.
Alrighty, back here at the ballpark. Harrison County trails 2-1 here in the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Dre Roberts, Cooper Slade, and Simon Jenkins coming to the plate against the starter Corbin Fryman for Nicholas County, who gave up a base hit and a run in the first inning, but that was it. Roberts, the designated hitter, batting for the pitcher, Sawyer Craycraft. Take a look at Roberts' numbers on the year, batting a solid .481. In fact, that's more than just solid. That's really, really good. 3 doubles, a homer, and 11 RBIs for number 35. We'll stand in there
Now
against
batting,
Corbin
number
Fryman.
35, Dre Roberts.
For over 70 years, Weber's Sausage has delivered the best Kentucky flavor to your breakfast table. From the first sizzle to the last bite, it's a taste you can trust. Find them in your favorite meat department. The wind and the first pitch to Roberts is going to be fouled off for strike one. Now we were going over the festivities on Friday here with St. Henry coming to town on Alumni Night. The batting practice for alumni starts at 5:15. Then they're going to have a picture of all the alumni who are here at 6:30, and the game time is 6:45. Next pitch is a bouncer back up the middle for a base hit. Trying to dive for it was the shortstop, Jaden Robinson, but couldn't come up with it, so a solid lick for Roberts as he continues his torrid hitting. I'll bring Cooper Slade to the plate. Cooper out in left field today.
Now batting, number 16, Cooper Slade.
Slade batting .228, a couple of doubles, a triple, and 14 RBIs. Over at first base, Roberts being held on by Linville. And the pitch is going to be on the outside part of the plate for strike one. That was a nice pitch. Breds will also be in action this weekend on Saturday when we'll make a little trip to Raceland to take on the Rams. That game will start at 11 o'clock in the morning. Next pitch is a bouncer past the diving Robinson once again for a base hit. So we've gotten a couple of them past Robinson. So runners on first and second for the Breds for Simon Jenkins. Let's see, Jenkins. Find him here. There he is.
Now batting, number 36, Simon Jenkins.
Jenkins batting .500 on 5 out of 10. He has 5 RBIs and 6 runs scored. Coming in on the infield grass at first is Linville. Look back at second base by Fryman. And the pitch is going to be low and outside. It'll squirt away from the catcher, Manier, and both runners will move up on the pass ball. So 2 guys in scoring position for the Thoroughbreds. They trail 2-1, so the potential tying run just 90 feet away. Jenkins on the year 4 for 6 with 2 walks with runners in scoring position. Here's a little pop into shallow center field. Coming home quickly and making the grab will be Bentley Crump for the first out of the inning. We'll get it back to the plate in plenty of time to make sure that Roberts doesn't take off. So with 1 out and 2 on,
Now batting,
Keen Price
number
back to the plate.
26, Keen Price.
Price on the year batting .310. No extra base hits, but he does have 8 RBIs. Infield draws about halfway in for Nicholas. And the pitch is swung on and missed for strike one. That was the best fastball that Fryman has thrown today. Price collects himself before stepping back in the batter's box. Price batting .357 with runners in scoring position. So the next pitch is outside, evening up the count at 1-1. Wheeling the bat around is number 26. And the pitch is a chopper to the right side, gloved by the second baseman Zimmerman. He'll throw to first base to get the sure out. But coming on home to score was Roberts. And on the RBI ground out by Price, Harrison County has tied the game at 2-2. Slade also
Now
moved
batting
from second
number
to third
7,
on the play.
Boston Reynolds.
So 2 outs, and that runner on third representing the potential go-ahead run. Boston Reynolds back to the plate. Boston popped up the first pitch he saw, a fly ball out to center field. His first pitch is low and outside for ball 1. Reynolds on the season, now batting .310. No, I take that back. Batting .277. Couple of doubles, 11 RBIs, and has reached base in 10 consecutive games. Here's a pop-up foul to the right side, evening up the count at 1-1. Next week, the Breds will visit Paris on Tuesday, and then on Thursday, we'll go and try and find Bluegrass United's baseball field. Didn't know they had one. How does a home school have a baseball field? Find out. Next pitch is fouled off. Tried to look it up, and they had pictures of the volleyball court and the basketball court, which I think might have been the same, but no hint of a baseball field, so they might be borrowing someone's. But we'll find out. That's a week from tomorrow. Bluegrass United on the road. Next pitch is up high as the count goes even at 2-2 on Reynolds. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Score 2-2. So deuces wild. The wind by Fryman, and the break even is a bouncer to third. Past the third baseman, Easton Adams, and into left field for an RBI base hit. And with that base hit by Reynolds, Harrison County has taken a 3-2 lead here in the bottom of the second inning. Good piece of hitting that time by Boston. Gives him that RBI.
Now batting number 14, Blake Green.
Blake Green back to the plate. He walked and scored his first time up, stealing a base along the way. Reynolds over at first base, being held on by Linville. Reds up 3-2. First pitch is slammed to left. Going back, Kenny looks up, and this ball is out of here. Home run for Blake Green. He'll circle the bases with his second home run of the season and puts Harrison County up now by a score of 4-1. Now, I'm not going to say it was a no-doubter, but it was a little doubter. So long home run for Blake Green. All right. Green greeted by his teammates as he goes into the dugout. And Jay-Sean Lewis will come to the plate. Just 2+ weeks left in the regular season. We have 1, 2, 3,
Now
4,
batting
5,
number 3,
6, 7,
Jay-Sean
8,
Lewis.
9, 11 more games on the schedule. Here's a shot to center field, and this might be back-to-backers. Going back to center fielder Crump, and this ball is out of here to straightaway center field. So Green and Lewis go back-to-back, and Harrison County's lead now 5-1. 6-1 rather. So a 6-1 Harrison County lead here in the second inning, thanks to back-to-back shots by Lewis right after Green had his. For Lewis, that is his team-leading 6th home run of the season. That ball went out to straightaway center field, the deepest part of the park, over the
Now
355
batting
mark.
number 32, Brian Vaughn.
Brian Vaughn at the plate now, his team up 6-1. First pitch is down low for a ball. Brian struck out his first time up. Vaughn has a 7-game hitting streak on the line. He's also reached base in 10 consecutive games. Fryman's next pitch is going to sail high for ball 2. 3, 4, 5. So 1 in the first, 5 more here in the second for Harrison County 6. And the pitch from Fryman is a high chopper left side. nicely fielded by third base coach Terry Smith as the count goes to 2-1. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Braves with just 5 home games left. So the next pitch is fouled off into the Nicholas County dugout, evening up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A couple of practice swings by Vaughn, the 8th man to bat in the inning. Fryman gets the sign from Manier. And the break-even pitch is lined foul to the left side. So the count will remain 2-2. Well, tomorrow, as we said, the Phillies get back into action after losing 2 out of 3 down at the Class 2A tournament. They'll play Great Crossing tomorrow at 6 here at Shirley Field. Then on Friday, they'll host Fort Thomas Highlands. 2-2 once again is tipped foul into the mid of Manier for strike 3. But the Braves come up with 5 runs in the frame, thanks mainly to a 2-run homer by Green and a solo shot by Lewis. Those were 2 of 5 base hits. There were no errors, and nobody was left on base. So as we head now to the top of the third, your score, Harrison County 6 and Nicholas County 2. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in small town values.
And mom and dad and the things they handed down.
I believe some of the best people in the world are farmers.
I believe in insurance that protects families, homes, and cars. I believe in always finding a way to do what you love. I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Katie Bowman today at 859-595-4234 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality.
Alrighty, back up here at the Hilltop. 2 innings are in the books, and right now it's the Thoroughbreds who lead 6-2. Here in the top of the third for the Blue Jackets, Ethan Ritchie. Then back to the top of the order in Chandler Kinney and Jackson Zimmerman. Well, Cynthiana Hardee's wants you to visit them for breakfast, lunch, or dinner on US 27 South. They've got the best burgers in town.
Now
That's at
batting
Hardee's
number
in
2,
Cynthiana.
Ethan Ritchie.
Ritchie, the right fielder. He is an 8th grader, batting .256. Does not have an extra base hit, but does have 9 RBIs. Over at third, Green in on the infield grass. First pitch to the left-hander is going to bounce up there for ball 1. Nicholas with a couple of unearned runs in the top of the first inning. But since then, those 2 runs have been answered with 6 by Harrison County. Flashing the sign to the mound, Price to Craycraft. As the next pitch is thrown plateward, and it's going to be down low for ball 2. Talking about the Phillies and their schedule coming up on Friday, they'll host Fort Thomas Highlands, a 7:30 start. You can hear both the Great Crossing and Highlands games on our app, WCYN2. Then on Monday, they'll bring Lafayette to town. That's a 6 o'clock start that you can hear on the radio. Our hopefully 1400's fixed, and our 101.3 is always there on the FM as the next pitch is bounced up there. And quickly going to the mound will be Price to settle Sawyer down a little bit. On Tuesday of next week, the Phillies will host Bracken County. That's also a 6 o'clock game, and then we'll be back on the app with that one. Phillies 24-4 on the season now, and ranked number 9. Harrison County ranked number 14 this week, so both teams in the top 20. The Braves 23-2, the Phillies 24-4 as the next pitch is taken on the inside corner for a strike, running the count to 3-1. Leadoff batter for Nicholas here in the top of the third. Center fielder Lewis playing the batter to pull the ball. So the next pitch is just a bit outside for ball 4. Well, that's the first walk issued by Craycraft. That'll take us back to the top,
Now
and Chandler
batting
Kenny.
Number 10, Chandler Kenny.
Kenny hit a little blooper his first time up into right field. Went to second on a wild pitch and eventually scored on the base hit by Jackson Zimmerman. Glance over to first base where Persinger is holding Richie on as the first pitch is swung on and fouled off for strike 1. Richie does have 3 steals this year. Well, the live YouTube broadcast of this game is proudly brought to you by Kentucky Farm Bureau, Palmer Hampton Realty, and Farm Credit Mid-America. Visit youtube.com/WCYN Sports. Reese Grubb on the controls. All right, now get back to baseball. As Kenny awaits the 0-1 pitch. Good size lead at first base by Richie. The pitch is delivered down low and outside for ball 1. Brett still near the top in several offensive categories. Go over those here in a few minutes. Next pitch is going to be outside, and on the wild pitch on down to second base will go Richie. So another run for Nicholas County in scoring position, and a 2-1 count on Kenny. The Breads second in the state in runs scored with 223. They're 8th in the Commonwealth in base hits with 204. It's also got 165 RBIs, which is 6th most in the state. Next pitch is going to get past Price. Well, I'm going to give that one a pass ball. So that will move Richie on to third base as the count goes to 3-1 on the batter. We're just not playing very sharp today. Infield moves in, and now Coach Harris racing out to the mound. Talk to Craycraft about mechanics and to throw strikes when you're ahead 6-2. Talking about the Breads and some of the where we are. 12 home runs as a team, that's tied for 7th in the state. And our .348 batting average as a team, 8th best. Those are some of your team numbers. We mentioned before, Blake Green tied for 2nd in the state in runs scored on an individual basis. Cooper Slade's 6 wins is tied for 4th. And Brian Vaughn's 0.23 earned run average is tied for 6th best in the state. So it's good to see all those Harrison County kids' names in the leaderboard. Now time called to the plate by Kenny. Infield about halfway, actually. As down at third base, Richie takes his lead. The wind and the 3-1 is going to be outside for ball 4. That'll put runners on the corners for the Blue Jackets. With nobody out and Jackson Zimmerman returning to the plate.
Number 6, Jackson Zimmerman.
Zimmerman had a little Texas leaguer his first time up. Eventually came around to score on an RBI ground out by Cash Linville. Wheeling the bat around at the plate is Zimmerman. Corner infield, well, over at third base, greening it on the infield grass. Here goes the runner stopping between first and second. Craycraft keeps looking back at the runner coming home, and now he takes off, but is going to go back. Price chasing him back to the third base bag and throws it down the left field line. Luckily, though, Cooper Slade backing up the play. But on down to second base with that steal goes Kenny, putting 2 runners in scoring position for Nicholas County now. Breds lead 6-2 here in the top of the third, but the Blue Jackets threatening. Zimmerman at the plate. He's already gotten a 1-base hit today. Infield draws in about halfway again. From the stretch. Check of the runners by Craycraft, and the pitch is down low for ball one. Josh Earlywine, the coach at Nicholas County. This is the 109th time that Harrison County and Nicholas County have played each other since Coach Whitaker took over the program. Brads lead the series 90-18. So the next pitch is taken on the inside corner for a strike, including that earlier 10-0 win in 5 over at Carlisle exactly 1 week ago. Base hit could score both these guys. Next pitch is a bouncer foul in front of the Nicholas County dugout. This count goes to 1-2. UK baseball team took one on the chin last night down at Western Kentucky University, losing 6-4. Hate to lose to those in-state rivals. Batcats now 25-17. This next pitch is down low for ball two, evening up the count at 2-2. Later this weekend, they'll head down to Starkville to take on Mississippi State. Try to get their season back on track. Check of the runners by Craycraft. And the break even is a pop foul out of play. So the count will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. Batcats 10-11 in the conference. So not quite the great year that I think everybody suspected. Just struggling. Next pitch is outside and low. Loads up the count at 3-2 on Zimmerman. Ritchie at third. Kinney is down at second base. Both those guys got on base on walks. Nobody warming up in the Brads bullpen. Payoff pitch is a little pop-up on the left side of the infield, gloved by the shortstop, Brian Vaughn, for out number 1. I'll bring Jaden Robinson back to the plate. Robinson, a strikeout victim, his first time up. In
Now
fact, he's the
batting,
only
number 5,
batter
Jaden Robinson.
that Craycraft has struck out in this ball game. With there being less than 2 outs, the infield stays in. Taking a look at him is Craycraft. And the pitch is a slow roller to short, and the throw to the plate is off the mitt of the catcher, Keen Price, and all hands are safe on the error. Makes it 6-3.
Now
the
batting,
errant
number
throw
16, Cash Linville.
by Brian Vaughn. And while all the commotion of finding the ball where it was at, going on down to second base was Jaden Robinson. Now bring Cash Linville to the plate. Linville, an RBI ground out, his first time up. Remember, this is a district game, so Harrison County wanting to win it in a big way. Next pitch is tip foul. 0-1 the count on Linville. Linville, the cleanup batter, first baseman. Started the game last week. American flag almost completely silent right now. No wind whatsoever. Next pitch to Linville is swung on and missed as the count goes to 0-2. Craycraft looking into Price for the sign. With runners on second and third, and still just one man out. Corner infielders kind of back further than they were. And the pitch is a chopper foul to the right side. This count remains 0-2. Okay, girls, you ready? Do you have a big group to feed?
Yes!
Snappy Tomatoes Pizza is great for birthdays and parties. Just dial 235-7627. That's 235.
Snap!
All right. Stepping back into the batter's box, the left-handed hitting Linville. Runners take their leads at second and third. A base hit could score 2. And the pitch is just outside for ball 1. So Linville stays alive to bat one more time. As he waggles the bat over top his left shoulder. Craycraft checks the runners after getting the sign from Price. And the pitch is popped up foul and behind us. So a couple of 2-strike foul balls by Linville as he and Sawyer battling. Already a run in the inning. The third unearned run scored by Nicholas County in the game. All 3 of their runs unearned. They trail 6-3 here in the top of the third. The game very much different from last week when we won 12-1 in 5. Next pitch is outside and high as the count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Big gap in left center if the batter, Linville, can go the opposite way. Out in center field, Lewis playing the batter to pull. And now time called by Linville as he'll step out of the batter's box. How about the Batcats last weekend? They beat South Carolina 2 out of 3. Break-even pitch is a chopper foul once again. The count remains 2-2 after 3 2-strike foul balls by Linville. So I'm sure we mentioned Linville, a sophomore. Home plate umpire gets new baseballs. Now ready to go again. Runners take their leads. Kenny from third, Robinson from second. And the pitch is down low for ball 3. So after getting behind in the count 0-2, thanks to 3 2-strike foul balls, Cash Linville has worked the count back to full. Big pitch here for Nicholas County. Check of the runners. And the payoff pitch is hit into center field, right to Lewis. Tagging at third base is Kenny. Here comes the throw. Here comes the runner. And the ball is over everybody's head. And that will allow Robinson to move to third on another error, as the Nicholas County Blue Jackets have narrowed the gap to 6-4. Come on, people.
Now batting number 14, Braxton Manier.
Braxton Manier to the plate now after that sacrifice fly by Linville. Linville grounded out to short when he came to bat before. Pitch is low and outside for ball 1. Concession stand is open. Head on over there to get you a snack or supper. They've got just about everything you would want. Support your baseball breads boosters. Trying to get that run home from third is Manier. The 1-0 pitch is going to stay high for ball 2. 5, 10, 15, 17, 18, 27. This will be the 30th pitch of the inning for Craycraft. And his 56th overall. It's going to be swung on and missed, though, for strike 1. With there being 2 outs now, the Thoroughbred defense back at their normal positions. But Robinson taking his lead from third. Check of the runner and the pitch to the plate. Will pop up on the right side in foul territory. Persinger will not be able to catch up with it. This count will draw even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, they've been here for Farmers since 1916, and they're here for you now, Farm Credit Mid-America. Contact Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 and learn more about it. Manier looks down to his third base coach and head coach Josh Earlywine for the sign before stepping in the batter's box. Runner on third. That's Robinson takes his lead, and the pitch be fouled off. So this Nicholas County bunch is really making Craycraft work out there. He's now pitched over 30 pitches in this inning. Reds still lead, though, 6-4. But it's a precarious 2-run lead. Next pitch is a bouncer booted by the third baseman, Green. He'll throw to first base, is in the dirt, but it's going to be scooped up by Persinger for out number 3. A couple of runs come in the inning, though, for the Blue Jackets. They did it with the help of no base hits. There was one Harrison County error and one left. We're heading to the bottom of the third with your score. Harrison County 6 and Nicholas County 4. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
At Farm Credit Mid-America, we're here to make rural dreams a reality. Whether it's financing your farm, expanding your agribusiness, or building your country homes, we've been proudly supporting farmers and rural families for over a century. As a customer-owned cooperative, we don't just offer loans and insurance, we invest in your success. Call Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit fcma.com today. Farm Credit Mid-America, financing rural America's dreams. Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Doug Hampton today at 859-588-7120 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality.
The 2 lead is now down to just 2 runs at 6-4. Here in the bottom of the third inning for the Reds, it'll be Persinger, Roberts, and Slade coming to the plate against Corbin Fryman, who gave up 6 runs, or makes that 5 runs in the second inning, including a couple of home runs. Persinger, a fly ball out to right field when he came up to bat before. Well, like a good neighbor, Joe Cochran with State Farm Insurance is there. Are you looking for a new quote? Give Joe a call at 859-234-3813. Joe always supports the Reds and the Phillies. Good to see Jordan back out there at his normal first base position after missing 5 games with an injury.
Now batting number 17, Jordan Persinger.
Persinger trying to get on base. If he does that, he'll extend his stretch to getting on base to 11 in a row. First pitch to him is going to be on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. Tell you what, Fryman ain't fooling around. He's just coming out there and firing away. The wind, and the next pitch is in the dirt as the count goes even at 1-1. Over at second base, Jackson Zimmerman right at the edge of the outfield grass. Third baseman, Easton Adams, watches a fly ball go into left field, and diving and making the catch out there is Chandler Kenny. So ESPN highlight type of diving catch for Kenny for the first out of the inning. They'll bring Dre Roberts, the DH, back to the plate. Dre batting for
now
the pitcher,
batting number 35,
Craycraft.
Dre Roberts.
Singled and scored. First time he came to the plate. That time the game was tied at 2-2. First pitch to him here is swung and missed for strike 1. Reds earlier today dropping a 6-0 decision to St. Louis in the third of their 4-game set. So the next pitch is swung on and missed. A high fastball around the eyes that Roberts couldn't lay off of. His count goes to 0-2. Up at Great American, it's a rain-induced twilight doubleheader. There. Next pitch bounces away for ball 1. The game last night was rained out. That's why the earlier game was played early. And here in about 10 minutes, they'll get game number 2 underway. Chase Petty getting his first ever start for the Reds, going up against veteran Steven Matz for St. Louis. Matz, a 2-0 record and a 1.80 earned run average as the next pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. So 2 up and 2 down for the Reds here in the bottom of the third. Reds presently in second place in the National League Central, just a game and a half behind Chicago. Reds record 16 and 14.
Now batting number 16, Cooper Slade.
First pitch is outside for ball 1. Will Jones was making an interesting statistical observation that over the last 12 years, the Reds have had winning streaks of 6 or more just twice. Twice in 12 years, you won 6 in a row? Jeez. 1-1 the count to Slade, who singled and scored his first time up. Next pitch is a bouncer to the shortstop rather. That's Jaden Robinson. His throw to first base is in time to retire Slade as the Reds go down in order. So heading now to the top of the fourth, your score, Harrison County 6 and Nicholas County 4. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
Kentucky Farm Bureau agents wear a lot of hats. They're coaches, volunteers, church members, neighbors, someone who's there when you need them, especially when you need them most. That may be a lot of hats, but they're all the perfect fit. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Ronnie Brown today at 502-542-1984 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality.
Harrison County leads 6-4. Your numbers through the first 3 show Nicholas County 4 runs on 3 hits. They made no errors and left a runner on base. Meanwhile, Harrison County 6 runs on 6 hits, a couple of errors. They've left 1 aboard as well. New pitcher on the mound for Harrison County as Dre Roberts will take over for Craycraft. Roberts making his first appearance since exactly a week ago against Nicholas County over in Carlisle. He's making his 6th appearance. This is his first in relief. He's pitched 23 innings, giving up 14 hits and 8 walks while striking out 19. He's given up 7 runs, 3 of which have been earned. Has a record of 2-0 and a really nice ERA of 0.91 and a ratio of 0.96, which is the best among the starters. No, I take that back. Craycraft was 0.64. Here in his first inning of work in relief, Roberts will be facing Crump, Fryman, and Adams. In his 3 innings of work, the starting pitcher, Sawyer Craycraft, gave up 4 unearned runs on 3 base hits. He walked 2 and struck out 1. So Sean Vaughn is now in left field defensively. Make that change. Now we're ready to go. Crump stands in there. He singled up the middle his first time up. Punches this one foul and out of play to the right side for strike 1. At El Paracoot, daily lunch specials and the always popular buffet are calling your name. Plan to visit soon to the Harrison Square and enjoy a meal at El Paracoot. Tapping the plate with his bat is Crump. This next pitch is delivered inside. This count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Roberts' next pitch is It'll be down low as they've turned on the lights here at McWhirter Field. It'll take a little while for them to take effect, but because of the overcast clouds, it's making it a little bit darkish. Next pitch is low and inside for ball 4, so Crump picks up a leadoff walk here in the top of the 4th inning. Blue Jackets trail 6-4. Corbin Fryman at the plate had a sacrifice bunt when he came to bat before. And now I think somebody saw lightning. So, 6:36. So we'll send it back to the station now to Ed, and he can maybe play the Reds or music, whatever his pleasure. And we'll be back when we know something, but right now we have a rain delay, more or less of a lightning delay, and have to wait at least 30 minutes. So once again, your situation, we are in the top half of the 4th inning. Harrison County leads 6-4, but Nicholas County's got a runner on first and nobody out. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
Since 1956, your local hometown station.
All right, Edward, just hang loose.
Congratulations. You're officially an agent.
Sweet. I get one of those cool agent names, right? Like Viper or Shadow?
Well, Wayne, we're thinking you go by Wayne?
Oh, yeah. Wayne's fine, too.
With Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, there's an agent in every county who's involved in the community, which means you'll know your agent by name. In this case, Wayne.
I got it. What about 006?
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.